up, everybody? What's up? What's up? What's up? Hey, I know it's early. This is an early stream. It's 9:15 a.m. and it's kind of unorthodox that I'm doing such an early stream, especially on a weekday. I was just too tired last night to get on the stream. I ain't even about to lie to you. I was exhausted. I got a trainer. You feel me? I mean, it's like a wicked 1 hour hit session. It's just rep after rep after rep. By the time I got in the house, cooked dinner, took a shower, ate, sat down, I was beat, man. I was beat. You feel me? So I couldn't get to y'all last night, but I'm getting to y'all this morning. You feel me? So we gonna make some shake, regardless. Let me pull up this NFL games from over the weekend right quick, because that's what we finna talk about. We finna talk about that. We finna talk about the herd hierarchy. We're not gonna stay on the topic for too long. You feel me? Like I said, it's 9:15, so your boy got work here in a few. But I had to make sure. I had to make sure. Yeah, this is the updated one. Yeah, this is the updated one. All right. So let's jump right into some of these games. You feel me? Now we're looking at week 10. Let's look at week 15. It's crazy that I'm starting all these streams mad late, but charges to the game, right? I guess we got to start with the Atlanta versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers game. Oh my gosh, here comes this congestion. Hold on. I got to hit y'all one of these. All right. My fault. Yeah, so we can start with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Atlanta Falcons. I remember I did that stream right before that game, and I was telling y'all, like, man, it's not even a game that I watch for real. I ended up watching it just because it's football, it's NFL, and I love NFL football. But it was actually a hell of a game. It was actually a hell of a game. It was definitely a Michael Pitts legacy game. I think this season he's set to be a free agent, actually. I don't know if they're going to hit him with that extension. But a lot of teams will be looking at Kyle Pitts. It was a great game. Kirk Cousins led him back for the victory. Not really sure what's going on with Baker Mayfield. I remember Colin Cowherd mentioning something about like tall quarterbacks and how like if you have a short quarterback, they age real fast. They age real fast. They get beat up real fast, and Baker Mayfield might be trying to overcompensate for his size, his stature, by making these gnarly throws. And he had actually like a really tough game. Obviously both teams put up points, but Baker just had that one interception. Kirk Cousins had a great game, 30 for 44, 3 touchdowns, 373 yards. I mean, really put the team on his back that game. I honestly thought Tampa had it. I ain't even about to hold you. I thought Tampa had it, but the way the Atlanta Falcons stormed back and made it a game for real. Like it was a game after the half, but after the third quarter, you're thinking Tampa Bay is about to run away with it. You're thinking that, but the Atlanta Falcons came back and did their big one towards the end of the game. Like it was really close. An amazing game again. Kyle Pitts, 3 touchdowns, 11 receptions, 166 yards. I mean, a legacy game. I saw Mike Evans moss one of them little cornerbacks too. Um, he got his ring though. Mike Evans got his ring. Matter of fact, a lot of players on this Tampa Bay Buccaneers team have their rings. So I'm not really too pressed for them to make it back to the playoffs. They're having a hard time though. Let me actually look at the standings because I know I know Carolina just lost. Who they lose to? They lost to the Saints, boy. So the standings are probably still fucked up. Like, hold up. So to the NFC, Tampa is still Tampa somehow is still in the lead. Somehow they're still in the lead. I mean, unbelievable. I'm surprised. Oh yeah, Atlanta can't actually. They don't have the deal. They don't have the tiebreakers. Even if Tampa and Carolina lose out, like Atlanta can still get to 7 wins, but since they don't have the tiebreaker, they're still going to sit in third. So yeah, they're out. Quickly, let's actually look at. Let's actually look at these standings right quick. I'll put myself over here so we can look at these joints together as a unit. We'll get back to the games here in a second. So yeah, you have New England leading the East. What are we? One game. Yeah, we're one game ahead of Buffalo. Pittsburgh, one game ahead of Baltimore. Jacksonville, one game. Oof, the AFC South, man. Indy on the outside looking in, even though at one point they were at the top of the league. That's sad. That's rough. Houston Texans, oof. Last team I want to play is them, boy. Yeah, Denver Broncos already locked. They stamped their ticket to the playoffs. You got Kansas City's eliminated. We got to talk about that shit too. There's 3 games left, right? 3 games left? Or is there 2 games left? Let me see. 1, 2. Yeah, there's 3 games left actually. You know, Dallas could take the East. They could. They just got to get their act together. They lost 2 straight games, like, and they were ruined too. They were ruined to get back into the competition. Hate to see that they're out the game now like that. You got the Chicago Bears. Detroit's on everybody's ass. 3 games left. All they gotta do is just keep playing, just keep balling. I want Detroit to make it to the playoffs. And yeah, this is the subject matter that we were talking about. Right here. I can't even show you, but anyways, yep. Right in this little cauldron. Atlanta's out. Tampa and Carolina, they're still battling for the one spot that's going to be available for either of those teams. There's only going to be one spot available, so they got to figure it out. Because you got LA, Seattle, and San Fran. All 3 of them are making it. Chicago, Green Bay, and then just one team from the north, from the east. So they got to figure that out. So let's go back to these games, man. Let's get back to these games. Let's get back to the live stream. What you talking about? Another important game. I really only want to talk about important games, and games that align with the herd hierarchy. So your herd hierarchy is looking like. I wish there was like an actual list. There's a list, but it's like up and down. I kind of just want to see the image, how they have it in the actual TV show. But it doesn't look like it's available, so let's just start with number 10, Philadelphia Eagles. All right. So Philly played the Raiders. Insignificant game, of course. I think Jalen only threw for like 15 attempts this game. All y'all that wanted to argue with me about, Jalen Hurts, he throws for more than 30 times all the time, then he wins. Woo out the bam. I'm trying to tell y'all, teams adjust by the year. Right? So this year we've seen teams successfully stop the tush push. We've seen teams beat the tush push. We've seen teams cause turnovers on the tush push. We've seen teams stack the box, as in, we're not going to let Saquon run. We're going to make Jalen Hurts beat us. And he's proven time and time again that he can't beat y'all. He can't beat a team. You feel me? The running game has to be there. So in this game where you have Saquon with 22 carries, 1 touchdown, 78 yards rushing. You have Jalen Hurts, 12 for 15, 3 touchdowns. That's the difference right there. It's the efficiency, the 3 touchdowns coming from only 15 passes. The Raiders are a bad team. That's a recalibration team. That's okay, boom. We didn't got beat up all year. Let's recalibrate by playing the Raiders. Now, as a Patriots fan, it sucks that we lost to them in week 1. I think we might have just overplanned that joint or some shit like that. But Week 1 we took that L to them, but that's like a recalibration team. They're 2-12. You feel me? They've only won 2 games. They've lost 12 of them, and they haven't looked competitive in damn near any of them. They haven't even looked like they can put up a fight. All right, so this isn't a game I'm gonna dwell on too long. The Eagles smoked them 31-0. Donut games are hard to come by. In the NFL, it's hard to shut out a team. These are professional players. These are professional ballers. It's hard to shut a team out. So you got to give the Eagles defense a lot of props here, a ton of props. It even got to the point, I think they had the, hold on, let me see right quick. I think they had the, Kenny Pickett played the whole game. Okay, so yeah, Geno Smith, he's finished. I think they've had enough of him. So yeah. But Kenny Pickett, 15 for 25, and 64 yards and a touchdown, interception against Philly, your old team. This should have been emotional enough for you to like make plays. So this is one of those games that confirm Kenny Pickett, you're not an NFL quarterback. But yeah, let's not dwell on that one for too long. Let's move on to the Jacksonville Jaguars. All right. Jacksonville, I don't think I paid too much attention to this game either. Let me see which game they played the New York Jets. Hey, for y'all Jets fans, I ain't gonna hold you, man. For Aaron Glenn being your head coach and him priding himself on defense and him being a defensive head coach, his defense sucks. His defense sucks. And if I was a Jets fan, I would be calling for Aaron Glenn to be fired. I'm sorry. In the NFL, you don't have much time to waste. I ain't even about to hold you. You ain't got much time to waste. I saw the Patriots get rid of Gerard Mayo, hire Mike Vrabel, have a great draft, and in 1 year, we're at 11 wins. All right? So if you want some semblance of success, get Aaron Glenn out of there. He's already showed you he's not a good head coach. Now, the players are playing hard, but you gave up 48 points to the Jacksonville Jaguars. And I know the Jags are a 10-win team right now, but I don't give a damn. You gave up 48 points to the Jacksonville Jaguars. You let Trevor Lawrence throw for 5 touchdowns and 330 yards. 5 of them things. Trevor Lawrence is like this is not a 5-touchdown quarterback, man. Let's just let's just call it what it is, man. That's outrageous. But I think that's a testament to the coaching, to be honest with you. Your head coach, Liam Cohen, and he came from, if I'm not mistaken, Tampa Bay the year before, where he did amazing. I think that's where he came from the year before, yeah. As an offensive coordinator, he did amazing things for Baker Mayfield. I mean, made Baker Mayfield an MVP candidate last year. I ain't going to hold you. And when you see a coordinator that's doing stuff like that for his quarterback, you got to understand, he's going to be the next person to leave. He's an NFL head coaching job is waiting for him. I mean, you turn a quarterback into an MVP candidate. What do you expect? So Aaron Glenn, as a defensive head coach, you got to understand that they have to get their coordinators right. They have to constantly get their coordinators right in order to be competitive. And that's their disadvantage. Because if they have one good year with an amazing offensive coordinator, guess what happens? He gets poached. So that next year they got to go seek a new offensive coordinator. And you might get a situation like Detroit where your offensive coordinator is not that great. Obviously, Detroit searched in-house, but you might get that situation where your offensive coordinator isn't that great, and you, as the head coach, you got to take on play calling duties. That's rough. And so that is my big premonition against hiring defensive head coaches, is the fact that you have to get the OC right. Have to. And you have to get them right every time. So a team like the Patriots, where Josh McDaniels has been hired as a head coach twice, both failures, and then offered a third opportunity, and then dubbing that opportunity before he even flies out there, he's kind of a permanent offensive coordinator. And that's what makes his situation a little more unique than anyone else's situation. That's what makes the Patriots situation a little more unique. We know we have a great offensive coordinator. We know he might not be going anywhere for some time. Now, he might get another opportunity in 10 years, but after the fiasco, after the fandangos that he was a part of, these last couple attempts at being a head coach, I don't think anybody is gonna take him in to become a head coach anytime soon. So yeah, so Jacksonville, you're doing big things. I love your head coach. This is a team that I have not ever been able to trust in terms of Jacksonville, especially Trevor Lawrence. I thought Trevor Lawrence was going to be like the second coming of like Andrew Luck or something. I don't know, but it hasn't panned out that way. But Jacksonville's really been doing its big one this year. A lot of good plays being made, especially on the defensive side. I mean, their defense, you can't run on these guys. You cannot run on the Jacksonville Jaguars. You better be careful trying to do it too. They are a opportunistic defense as well. They're going to take the ball away. So you can't run on them, and they're going to take the ball away. That is a deadly combination. So they'll be good in the playoffs. Jacksonville, I don't necessarily see them winning in the wild card, depending on who they play. Because I think right now they're slated to play Buffalo. And that's that's nobody that you want to play, right? So let me look at the playoff picture right quick. I hate when they do this. Like, I just want to see, like, okay, I guess you can do it here. Okay. See, I just want to see the actual, like, standings. Like, I don't want to see all this predictive shit. Like, I just want to see who's got what seed. Damn. Just show me the playoff picture. Oh, these guys suck. Let's see. All right, my fault. I still got to work while I'm putting out this video. So, again, 1 second. All right. Let's try to finish this one strong. Where we at? We were talking about Jacksonville. Yeah, we were talking about Jacksonville. All right. I guess we can finally talk about a good game. A game that actually means something. So let's talk about the Buffalo Bills versus the New England Patriots. Josh Allen. Josh Allen did it again, man. He did it again, man. I don't know how many times like NFL teams got to see this shit, man. Like, damn. Second half animal. Like, I mean, we stepped on their necks that first half. And they still came back in that second half. Oh my gosh, bro. It was like it was like watching your cake melt right in front of you as a Patriots fan. It's like watching it melt and you can't do nothing about it. There's got to be a worse analogy that I can give you. I don't know. I don't know. It's like getting tied up to a chair and watching the person that tied you up beat your dog, and you can't do nothing about it. You just sitting there. No, no, no. It was like Interstellar when he's trying to tell himself not to leave, and he's watching himself behind the bookcase like no, 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 no. Like I was watching the game like no, man, like damn, bro, like oh my goodness. I mean, I'm about to look at the stats right quick. So boom. So it's 24-7 at the end of the half. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, honestly, we had enough time to push for a touchdown. We just like to end the half with the ball. So we're content with kicking a field goal and shit. It does bother me. I ain't about to hold you. Like, I'm pushing for a touchdown. And off the strength that I have Drake May, I'm always pushing for a touchdown. Like, get it down the field. Stop all this running. But Josh McDaniels, that's what he do, bro. He gonna run the ball. Believe it or not, on third and 9, he'll run a draw play, like, and it used to piss me off because we'd have Tom Brady. We would have Tom Brady, like, why don't we just try to get the first down? But we're an aggressive team, but we're also a strategically aggressive team. So strategically, we're trying to win. So end the ball with the half and score the points is 9 times out of 10 what we like to do. This game, I think our first drive was a touchdown, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think our first drive was a touchdown, and even that's rare. I ain't about to lie to you. That's rare. So there was a lot of things that was happening in this game that got me like super amped up at the beginning of the game. I was stoked, like, but I watched our defense crumble in the second half. 5 straight tutties, like I watched them crumble. I ain't never seen. I don't think I ever seen no shit like that, man. I that was bad, bro. And like it's games like that where you're like, okay, we need Milton Williams. All right, we need another DB across from Christian Gonzalez. All right, we could use some faster cover linebackers. So those are the 3 things that we need. We put some pressure on Josh. I ain't gonna lie, we put some pressure on that boy. We sacked him actually a couple times. I'm trying to find out who made those plays. Box score. Let me see. Yeah, Josh got sacked twice. By who? Let me find out for you. Jack Gibbons got a sack, and Harold Landry got a sack. We got some pressure on him, but we need another edge rusher. If we can get a premier edge rusher, because there are games where Kayvon Chason like disappears. Like this is one of those games too. Like, is he even on the box score? Like, that's when you know you have disappeared from a game and you're completely irrelevant from a game where you're not even on the box score, my nigga. So like, there are games where Kayvon Chason completely disappears. So you need somebody that's more reliable. First and second down to stop that run, contain that run. And then you can bring someone like Kayvon in on third down just to rush the passer. But outside of that, my biggest takeaways were Josh Allen is Superman. He goes into that booth, takes the glasses off, puts what Superman do? He takes the glasses off, slicks the hair back, and then, you know what I mean? Cam Newton not playing no more, so we can do this for Josh because he's legit Superman, bro. Like, this shit don't make no sense. Like, they were talking about it during like the halftime, when they go and talk to the coaches and stuff like that, they were talking to Mike Vrabel like, yeah, this is a second half team. Even pregame, they're talking about like, yeah, the Bills are a second half team, and we got to keep playing as if they're gonna come back, walk the bam, this, that, and the third. And it sound good. Everything sound good. Everything sound like they know who they finna go up against. And some way, somehow, we lose by 4 points. Man, that was devastating. That was hard to watch. I was sick. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was sick because I'm sitting there like, what? But then you have like Travion breaks that run, and I think after that run, that puts us right back on top. So they had like, I think it was 28 unanswered. It was rough, man. It was rough. And Travion had that big ass run, and I'm thinking, okay, we can steady the ship at this point. Like, if we not on no wild shit no more. But damn, I mean, it didn't take too long before the Bills took the lead again, and then we had two chances. Because remember, the Bills went and got conservative on us, so we had two chances, two of them things to really come back and win that game. We had to punt it, I think, on the 4th and 13 or something like that. I thought we should have went for it at that point. At that point of the game, there was like 5 minutes left. We were at midfield. We should have went for it. And then we had that 3rd and like 7 or some shit like that, where the ball was thrown slightly behind Hunter Henry. It hit his hands and then it went out. It's a fast game, it's a fast game. So it'd be like that. So right now on the herd hierarchy, the Bills are sitting at number 8, while the Patriots are sitting at number 5. The Bills are not an impressive team to me at all. I don't know how we lost to them, and I don't know how they put up so many damn points. Only thing I can say is it's a division rival, and division games are always wild. You know what I mean? So we were 2.5 point underdog, and the Bills covered. So I'm kind of pissed. But their team is unimpressive outside of Josh Allen, Josh Allen is literally the best player in the NFL right now. The best player. Even before Patrick Mahomes' gruesome injury. To me, he was the best player. He's the best player in the NFL right now. So on the herd hierarchy, the Bills sit at number 8. The Patriots sit at number 5. The Patriots are an extremely young team. We definitely need one more draft. We're not ready for a deep playoff push, unfortunately. We need one more draft under Mike Vrabel, where his vision gets played out through the draft, right? So, all right, we're running out of time here. Let's quickly move on to San Francisco 49ers. San Fran, they played Tennessee, another insignificant game. But I will say for Tennessee, what I will say is, why did I do that? Cam Ward. Cam Ward is your guy, Tennessee. Enjoy that for the next 15 years. Cam Ward is your guy. You don't have a coach right now, so don't take what you're seeing as a final product. You have to take moments. You have to look at your quarterback game after game after game and notice moments. Oh, he's a star. Oh, he can do this and that. As a Drake May guy, last year under Gerard Mayo, it was complete chaos. But there were moments where Drake May was doing amazing things. And in those moments that we were able to see and peep, we're like, okay, we're going to be just fine. We got our franchise quarterback for the next 15 years. Cam Ward is the franchise quarterback for the Tennessee Titans for the next 15 years. Don't even worry about it. You guys just need to go into the draft, get him some help. Get him some help on offense. Your defense is good enough. The only reason why you allowed the San Francisco 49ers to put up 37 points is simply because you guys can't stay on the field. It hit a little different when you can't stay on the field. You feel me? Where you're getting like 3 and out, another drive with like 6 plays, and then you're out. Like, it's hard to sustain a good defense because your defense gets exhausted. Your defense gets fatigued the more you have to put them on the field. And since it's a reactionary position, you're always moving one step behind the offense. So what you want to do is you do want an offense that can sustain some drives. And right now with that interim head coach, Tennessee can't really sustain drives for a prolonged period of time. So that's why you're seeing moments where you're giving up mad points. But Tennessee, you got it. All right, don't even worry about it. Brock Purdy, 3 touchdowns, 295. Christian McCaffrey, 22 carries, 73 yards, and a tutty. You feel me? And finally, a good Ricky Pearsall game. 6 catches, 96 yards. I didn't really watch this game, so there's not much that I can really say about it. If I'm looking at the box score real quick, just one turnover, not too many turnovers. San Fran had more first downs, and that's what's important. You see what I'm saying? San Fran had more first downs and less penalties. It's stuff like this, little things like that, that'll keep you going. That'll help you find W's in the NFL. A lot of first downs and limit your penalties. Yeah, that's a sign of good coaching, right? Especially when you're 9 for 15 on third downs. Compared to, like I said, Tennessee, that's 3 and 9 for third downs. That's hard. It's hard to win a game when you're sub 50% converting your third downs. Your defense has to keep going out there. And then you have all these penalties on top of that. So it's saying San Francisco's at number 7 in the herd hierarchy. To me, San Francisco has elite coaching. Their coaching staff is honestly, Shanahan could win Coach of the Year this year. That's how good of a job he's doing. I mean, for Mac Jones to come in for half of the year and keep the ship afloat, for their defense to be as ravaged as it is, but Robert Saleh is just out there doing magic. I can't even explain it. Like, the guy's doing amazing things keeping his team afloat. So I think that whole coaching staff candidates for coaches of the year for all their respective positions. They're doing amazing things. So that's San Fran at number 7. That's not a team I necessarily want to see in the playoffs, just because of their coaching, just off the strength of their coaching. Shanahan is a great coach. He can find your weaknesses and exploit them. Any team. He's a good coach. He's an amazing coach, actually. And McCaffrey's still doing his thing, and Purdy looks like he's healthy again. He looks like he's doing good. So you have the Seattle Seahawks. They played Indy. Oh, I wanted to talk about this. Man, I'm running out of time. Phillip Rivers came back for Indianapolis, yo. Phillip Rivers came back. Old man Phillip, and he actually did a great job. So the game ended up being 18-16. It required a last-minute field goal from Seattle to win. Sammy D, big play Sammy D, didn't have any touchdowns, 22 for 36. Indianapolis has a good defense. I mean, they have a solid They have a solid team, to be honest with you. They have a solid team. And so just off the strength, they can stay afloat. They can still compete for a playoff position. Indianapolis, I don't see them making the playoffs, but they can still compete. And Phillip Rivers, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 18 for 27. Hey, I need you to come in and play on Sunday. Give him 2 weeks. He's gonna be just fine. Especially because he took the 11-3 Seattle Seahawks to the wire, right? So they thought they won the game-winning field goal, and then obviously Seattle came back and got their game-winning field goal. Let me look at the time. So Indy kicked their field goal with 47 seconds left, 16-15. That was the score. And then with 18 seconds left, Seattle came back and kicked the 56-yarder to make it 18-16 with 18 seconds left. Hell of a back and forth game. I'm actually going to go back and rewatch that just to see how, what took place, how it happened. It was a lot of field goals this game. What was that? 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9 field goals and 1 touchdown. Oh, that would have drove me nuts. Watching that would have drove me nuts. But welcome back, Phillip Rivers. Everybody's happy to see you back. Everybody's always happy to see OG quarterbacks come back in the game and try to win one. They had Tyrod Taylor. Everybody wants to see the OG quarterbacks at least try to perform. So welcome back, old man Rivers. Always my whole life has been one of my favorite quarterbacks. I remember a lot of those games that they had against the Chargers versus the Patriots. LaDainian Tomlinson, Antonio Gates. They've always had guys in San Diego when Phillip Rivers was there. They always had guys, especially on that defense. So Happy to see that he's still balling out and doing his thing. 18 for 27, one tutty. He's feeling himself, feeling himself. So let's move on right quick. I have to rifle through these games. I ain't gonna hold you. It's 9:50. I got my first meeting at 10, so I gotta rifle through these games. What's this? Oh, that's work block. Okay, ain't nothing. I got like mad screens open, just trying to stay afloat. All right, so herd hierarchy. So we already know New England is at number 5. Like I said, young team, missing our left tackle, left guard. Well, actually, I think our left guard was back that game. Real quick, just to touch on it, I'm adjusting my AFC Championship game, and I'm going to tell you who's going to make it, all right? So real quick, Chicago Bears versus the Cleveland Browns. I just want to say, damn, I'm disappointed Shedeur Sanders couldn't have a better game. This was the Cleveland Browns, and I know their defense is gnarly, but there's not much to talk about. Chicago Bears did they big one. Caleb Williams, I'm proud of Caleb. I'm so proud of Caleb. Keep doing your thing, man. I love young quarterbacks. I love watching quarterbacks play, and I love watching quarterbacks succeed. So, super proud of Caleb. Keep doing your thing, big dog. Are we going to see you in the NFC Championship? We'll see. We'll see. I'll evaluate that at another show, all right? I'll give my new playoff predictions. All right, so we're at the top of the herd hierarchy. So we got 3, 2, 1, all right? So at number 1, we have the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams played the Detroit Lions this past week. And I love Detroit. I love the Lions. They just didn't have, like I said, it's the coaching thing. It's the coach. You have Sean McVay over there with Matthew Stafford. Like, it's just the coaching thing. It's hard to like, it's just too much firepower too. Even without Devontae Adams. Hold on. So let me see. One turnover. Turnovers really make the game. Matt Stafford, 2 touchdowns and interception. Williams with 15 carries, 78 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jahmyr Gibbs, 13 carries. Oh, that's where it was right there. That's where it was right there. Because I didn't get a chance to watch this game either. I'm gonna rewatch that game. So I'm only going to touch on this briefly. It looks like it was the run defense. And Jared Verse over there with the LA Rams, he's an animal. I mean, the fact that they got Jared Verse. Let me see what he did this game. Did he do anything? Not much. One tackle, but you still got Jared Verse over there. Braden Fisk. Another guy I wanted to draft when he came out. Last year I think he came out? I wanted him real bad at the defensive tackle position out of Florida State. I don't know. I just became a fan. I saw him on Instagram one day and became an instant fan, and he was doing his big one. What is you talking about? So, 1 sack for the LA Rams. I'm surprised, genuinely surprised, but it was only a 1-score game. They came down to the wire, and that was a good game. I'm gonna go back and rewatch that. I love good football. And finally, we're talking about the Denver Broncos and the Houston Texans. I'm not going to talk about the games that they played. I'm going to talk about them meeting in the AFC Championship. Denver has proven that they're ready for the challenge. After what they did with Green Bay, after dispatching Green Bay the way that they did, they've proven to me that they're ready for that playoff hunt. They're ready for that playoff climb. So I definitely see the Denver Broncos in the AFC Championship. That Orange Rush defense is nothing to be played with. All right. And Bo Nix, he's a second half quarterback as well. And honestly, that is a complete team. That is a complete team. Cortland Sutton. As a matter of fact, I just rewatched this game last night. And that is a complete team. Cortland Sutton, he's just too big. He's a more experienced, what do you call him? Drake London, He's like a complete receiver. He's got the speed to get downfield. He's got the size to catch it anywhere he wants to catch the ball. He's got the route running ability. Cortland Sutton is just an animal. And then they have other complimentary guys like Troy Franklin was also doing this thing. And Troy was catching everything that game. He was catching everything. Marvin Mims is there too, doing his big one. Evan Ingram is gonna eventually catch on and start going crazy. But there was previous games where he was going crazy. So they have a solid tight end. They have a definitive number one wide receiver. They have a definitive number two in Troy Franklin and Marvin Mims, the slot guy. And then on their defense, Pat Surtain the second. Oh my gosh, lockdown cornerback. Oh my goodness. And then Nick Benito coming off the. This is not a team that you want to see in the playoffs, man. What? Zach Allen, Jonathan Cooper. I mean, just animals on that side of the field, on that side of the rock. So they have a complete 360, complete team. And Green Bay ran into a juggernaut. So if Denver gets home field, you got to understand, you're going to Denver in the altitude. There's nobody coming out of that. You're going to Denver in the altitude. You can't barely breathe. You can barely catch your breath. So I think Denver is going to run into the Houston Texans. We've already talked about Houston. Like I said, I'm not talking about the game that they played because they played the Arizona Cardinals, the 3-win Arizona Cardinals. It's a good bounce back game for CJ to get his groove going. 3 touchdowns, 260 yards, passing on 29 attempts. I think Denver and Houston are going to meet in the playoffs, and that's going to be a hell of a defensive struggle. I think when they get to the AFC Championship, those two teams, it's going to be like a tug of war. Houston has the best defensive unit in the league. They have the most elite unit in the league. But Denver has the most complete team in the league, to me, even with Bo Nix at quarterback. You might not consider Bo Nix an elite quarterback, but if an elite head coach identifies that quarterback in college and says, hey, I'm Sean Payton. I'm Super Bowl winning Sean Payton. I've already coached Drew Brees. I see that in him. You don't have to convince me too much. I'm going to take his word for it. And from what we're seeing, Bo Nix is one of them guys. So in that draft 2 years ago, it's given us Caleb, it's given us Bo, it's given us Drake, and it's given us Jaden. Jaden just has to get healthy. That's all. The verdict is still out on him, but he just has to get healthy. Bo just needs to play a complete game. That's all. First half and second half. Caleb just needs to get more accurate. He makes big plays, but big plays throwing at 59%, 58%. That's all we got to work on. And then Drake is a complete quarterback, to be honest with you. I just want him to play the game a little more above the neck. So identify what's going on pre-snap and change those plays. But outside of that, the next episode I'm going to do a playoff preview. And we're going to talk more about this Denver Broncos versus Houston Texans mashup. I think that's going to be a hell of a game. I'm excited for that one. I know that's what's coming in the playoffs because you don't want to see Houston. You don't want to see Denver. Nobody's going to see Denver in the first round. They got the first round bye. So if you're the number 2 seed, which is looking like the Patriots, you're going to have to run head first. You're going to have to run head first into Houston. My God. And Houston right now, I think, is still the 7th seed. So, yeah, their game 2 would actually be against Denver. If I'm not mistaken, when they reseed, I think their game 2 would be against Denver. We'll see. Anyways, thanks for joining. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. It's 10 a.m. I got a couple work calls I got to get on. So I'm going to catch y'all on the next one, all right? Thank y'all for joining me. Again, like, comment, share, repost, subscribe, the whole kit and caboodle, man. I need your help to blow up and talk about football for a living, because then I'll really find peace, happiness, and joy. So, yeah, until next time, y'all, we out.